Life throws something hard at you and suddenly you're back in the carb ditch. That's what happened to me and my husband, Andy. Last month, we had a full binge weekend after 5 unexpected landmines dumped an avalanche of emotions all over us during the last 10 days. And in the past, we would have woken up months later, fat at the bottom of the carb ditch yet again. But this time we turned that stumble around in less than a week, and it wasn't with white knuckling, shame, or by telling ourselves to succeed, we had to eat 100% carnivore. And in this video, I'm sharing exactly what helped us stop one bad weekend from becoming yet another lost year. By the way, if carnivore came easy for you the first time and you haven't ever stumbled, this video, well, let me tell you, it's the whole channel, it's not for you. But if life has blown you sideways more than once, especially when you were on a roll with carnivore, you are in the right place. I'm Cheryl, and if you're new here, welcome. I live in the Pueblo Magico, Ajijic in the Central Mountains of Mexico with Andy and my medical service dog, Sebastian. And we started this channel from the bottom of the carb ditch, deep inside the diet hell maze that so many of us have been trapped in for decades. And this channel is our real-time weekly journey out. I've lost 60 pounds and reached goal for the first time in my life. I've been maintaining for almost 4 months. Andy has lost 32 pounds and he's less than 15 to goal. And we're each down over 110 pounds from our highest weights. We're far enough along now to see the old patterns clearly. And this video is about one of the things that still catches people completely unprepared. Before we dive in, I want you to know that the Diet Hell Maze is the world that this channel lives in. And I have mapped it out in a free guide with 3 checklists designed to help you spot hidden issues you might not even realize are affecting you. The link is in the description below the video. And when you grab it, you're going to get our weekly newsletter on Saturdays where we go into a lot more depth. The end of our 8th month on carnivore found us on our knees next to the carb ditch, peering down longingly, and we wanted to jump in. When it happened, we did start to spiral, but we broke our typical decades-long pattern. The first thing that helped wake us up was to recognize that this is not a normal wobble, it's an emotional avalanche. And that distinction matters because you can't put an emotional avalanche in the same category as knowing that your son-in-law Bob is going to bring up politics at Thanksgiving. One of the biggest mistakes that we made for decades was not recognizing the seriousness of what was happening. Instead, like you, we tell ourselves it's just a rough day, and by the time we would see what was going on and that we were in trouble, that avalanche would have taken us all the way to the bottom of the carb ditch. Andy and I, well, we now understand that when you've been trapped in the diet hell maze for decades, even waiting a day to act will let the shame spiral grab a hold of you and take you out. This time, what helped to keep us out of that carb ditch was recognizing that it wasn't just a strong craving or a single bad decision. For the first time, we could see it was a bigger problem and it required immediate action. So the next time life unexpectedly blindsides you, the first thing I want you to do is don't dismiss what's happening as normal, or even worse, start shooting all over yourself like you always do. Instead, I want you to say out loud so your ears and your addiction monster can hear it. I'm being hit right now with an emotional avalanche of unexpected landmines, and this is dangerous territory for me. And that one move, it interrupts the autopilot pattern and it'll stop the shame spiral before it takes a hold of you. This time, what pulled us back, it wasn't discipline or willpower, and I'll say it clearly. If either of those things worked, we would have all solved this decades ago, and anyone telling you to just be stronger has never successfully coached somebody like us out of the diet hell maze. The key difference this time is that I sat Andy down and I had a conversation that we had never had in our 25 years together. And we did an exercise I'm going to share, and I know it's going to be a game changer for you as well. I want to be honest about something first. By the time the 5 landmines exploded last month, our only focus had become the scale, and that singular fixation was never going to be enough to keep us out of the carb ditch, especially during an emotional avalanche. Luckily, I remembered I had the perfect exercise for us to use. I learned it when I was a leadership coach, and I joined a 5-person intimate cohort where we participated in a 4-month-long, $7,000 per person Jeffrey Van Dyke program. And Jeffrey specializes in helping coaches uncover deep emotional wounds that derail their success and their clients' success. And the exercise is called Finding the Why That Makes You Cry. And it uncovers your real motivation that's down deep, deeper than you've ever gone before. And right now, I'm going to coach you through this exercise. To start, ask yourself what caused me to originally start Carnivore. And I already know most of you are going to say to lose weight, and that's okay. I want you to write that down, but you're going to dig deeper. So I want you to say out loud so your ears hear it. But why? Why do I want to lose weight? And it could be to get rid of the brain fog, to eliminate the pain in your knees, to get your A1C down, to get off medications, to enjoy the retirement that you spent decades building, to get on the floor and play with your grandkids, or to live your bucket list. I want you to write down every single reason that you can think of. And when you're done, I want you to read the list out loud. One of those things is going to tug at you a little differently than the rest. You're going to feel it. I want you to grab that one and ask, but why does that matter so much? If you said play with the grandkids, why? Why does that matter? Maybe because if you're sidelined by pain and low energy, they're going to grow up without really knowing you, without memories of you being present and active, without memories of you going on adventures together, without stories to share to their grandkids about the coolest granddad on the planet. And that's your legacy. Now, if you said, get off my meds or turn around my pre-diabetes, why? Why do you care? Maybe because late at night, when it's quiet, your doctor's words are in your head, and honestly, it scares you. And if you said, get back to feeling like myself, why? Well, maybe because you used to be active and alive, and the pain is slowly stealing that from you, pieces of who you are. Now, this is where it's going to start challenging you, but I want to have you take that answer and go deeper. You're going to keep asking, but why does that matter? At least 2 more layers deep, until that answer lives in your chest and resonates in your heart, not in your head. Until you're not thinking anymore because you're feeling it. Why does my legacy matter? Because I want my grandkids to really know me, and I can feel that window getting smaller. Why do I want to stop being scared at night? Because I worked too hard and too long to let my health take everything I built. Why do I want to feel like myself again? Because this half-life that I'm living, that's not me. And I refuse to accept that this is how my story is going to end. You're going to recognize when you hit deep enough, because like I said, it's not going to feel like an answer. It's going to feel like a truth that you have been quietly carrying for a long time. And that's your deepest why, the why that makes you cry. And that's the thing, not the scale. It's the thing you can come back to when you're exhausted and the cravings are loud and life is throwing punches. This is what you're fighting for. And after doing this exercise, you're going to know. But don't kid yourself. This is best done with a coach because you can go deeper. And because I'm not there coaching you yet, you're going to have to roll up your sleeves and do it anyway, so that the next time life slaps you upside the head or takes you to your knees, you're going to be able to pull out that why and wake yourself up before you jump into the carb ditch. But unexpected landmines aren't the only thing that's going to take you out. There's a hidden trap that keeps sending you to the bottom of the carb ditch, and it's caused by the voice inside your own head. It keeps you shooting all over yourself, saying things like, I should know better by now. I should be able to do this. And then it says, you know the truth. You can't do this. Just give up and give in. And the voice triggers the shame spiral, which is going to dump you right back inside the diet hell mazes start gate. So, in next week's video, I'm going to go deep into why that voice in your head sounds so convincing, especially when you're exhausted and trying to start again. So, be sure and subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you missed the start of this 4-part series, go back to episode 1, why you can't make yourself start carnivore again.